Hello, welcome to the press, reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Olamide Alhassan, and now we'll be joined by a guest who's Richard Oriri, a political analyst and a journalist, to help us analyze on most of the top stories that made it to the headlines this morning. You're welcome to the studio, Mr. Oriri.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning. So good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
And viewers, it's going to be a very interesting conversation today, and our phone lines will be open for you to call in and join the conversation as you choose, and just express yourself and tell us exactly how you feel, especially about all of the discussions we're going to be having this morning. Mr. Richard, it's so good to have you, and I'm so happy that you're the one on this desk today. That is an interesting day when it comes to the US elections. How have you been seeing it so far? The turnout, is it what you speculated, or is there some sort of a last minute miracle that you're seeing, panning out from different angles when it comes to Harris and Trump?
Sincerely, the happening so far was expected.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
It was expected, but from the beginning, my candidate for the election was and still Kamala Harris.
Yes,
she's still my candidate for the election. But from the beginning and the look of things, from happenings in America, you will know that Trump will win. And the reason is that, one, America, they cherish democracy so much, and majority of them, most of them voted for democracy.
Okay.
And some other persons voted for foreign policy. Some other persons voted for middle class issue. And the economy, there is domestic policy as well. And if you watch carefully the campaign movement of Kamala Harris, you see that she strategically tried to put Biden away from the campaign somehow. Because anything, if she had put Biden closer to herself, it wouldn't have been like this. Trump would have won the election even long before now. And again, the foreign policy angle to it. Okay. One, Trump is somebody that is known to be someone that has a strong willpower, political will. Strong has a political will, and she is someone that doesn't hide his feelings. And up to now, some Americans, they are still saying that they have not known the woman in details, that she's hiding some things about herself. And one, if you look at the Ukraine-Russia crisis,
of course,
then Israel Hamas crisis, Trump happened to be the president that uses his power as president of America to move headquarters of Israel to the capital to Jerusalem. He moved it to Jerusalem. That is something that too many people never expected to happen.
Of course.
But it happens in Trump's time. And since the crisis began, October 7th last year,
of course,
between Israel and the Hamas group, America, they've given aid to Israel for more than 2-3 times or so. But each time the aid is given, Biden will delay in releasing the aids. The aids, they normally convert it to war equipment.
Of course.
Like arms and ammunition and other things. He will delay it. The other time that Netanyahu delivered a speech, he told America, give us the equipment, we will win the war. All they need is for America to... The strongest ally, the strongest friend of America today, the number one friend of America today is Israel. And the number one friend of Israel today is America. You don't, in international relations, you don't build alliance because you like the person's face.
At all.
You build alliance because when you have problem, that your friend can come in to salvaging the crisis with you.
Of course.
But in the case of Biden, he wasn't showing the willpower to assisting Israel to succeed. And from the beginning, in every election in America, the Jews in America, they are the kingmaker. They are no kingmaker in America. Every election in America, the Jews, they decide who become president in America. And now, national interests of Israel collided with what is going on now in America, the American election. What the Jews in America consider first is the national interest of Israel. Between Trump and Kamala Harris, who will be of benefit to Israel? And they choose Trump compared to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is a biracial person. The mother is India, the father is Jamaican, the husband is Israel. And again, she belonged to the blacks in America, but that was not enough for Israel to say the husband is Israel. So for that reason, let us give our total support to Harris. The clear picture of to say if Harris become president, Israel will be supported wasn't there. But Trump came out openly to say to taking his stand about Israel and Hamas crisis. And if you look at the other side, Russia, Ukraine, Trump has never supported the idea of America stretching its hand to Israeli, to Russian territory. Of course. To say they are taking Ukraine out of Russia. He has never been in support of it. And Russia, they are seeing Trump as the best bride. That if Trump become president.
You know, there were rumors that there was, the last time he was president, there was some sort of support from Russia. So, you know, I was even going to go there. That do you think that this war that's currently happening has some major impact on this U.S. election?
It has serious impact on U.S. election.
I didn't expect you were going to go there.
Yes, it has serious impact on U.S. election because foreign policy of every country, especially in America, the foreign policy direction of the country decides majorly the direction of their vote. Foreign policy, then you put domestic policy as well. But foreign policy dominates the direction of American voters in the time of election like this. And there is no part of this world now that democratically elected election process is going on, that foreign influence will not come in.
Absolutely.
Yes. Now, Russia have interest in the election. Almost all the countries of the world have interest in the election. America, in the three basic order now in the world today, the three basic orders in the world. Global security order. America is the only one in control of the global security order in operation today in the world, and that is why they are the police of the world. The security order presently going on in the world, America is unipolar. It belongs to America, and for that reason, no country in the entire world that doesn't have interest in what is going on in America. Who will be the president among these two candidates? That the policy, the American foreign policy, security policy towards our own territory will not be too harsh, or will be too harsh on us. So now Russia have that interest. And the entire Europe now, for Trump to have won this election, the entire Europe, they are hiding under the security policy of America. The entire European countries,
yes,
all the European countries, they don't have specific foreign policy direction in the area of security different from what America decides. They are hiding under the umbrella, the security umbrella of America. And now Trump, the European Union will equally have problem for Trump's emergence as president, because the funding of the European Union now will decline. It will decline. Then you come again to NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The countries that belongs to this group, they are the one funding Ukraine against Russia. And Trump he don't even want to hear that. He want that problem to end. And for Trump to have won, Russia know very well now that...
Are we declaring Trump to have won, even though we know Trump has declared victory?
Before, I think he has won. Before I left I saw him already. He scored about 266. 200 is just 4 points for him to take it.
You know, what if Kamala pulls that last minute miracle? Now let's talk about, you said the Jews are in control.
Yes.
More like that.
And one other strong thing.
Okay.
One other thing that counted in favor of Trump in the election is the business cartels. If you listen to Kamala Harris' campaign manifestos, you hear her very clearly talking so tough against the cartels, the drug barons, those who deal in guns, that none of them will stand on her way. And as a strong prosecutor, they know it, the danger of Kamala Harris becoming president of America at this time. So majority of them came together to stand them behind Trump, who will protect their business interests. And if you look at when Trump was delivering his speech this morning, you will see almost all the cartels around him. And everywhere they are now across the globe, they are pouring champagne that they have won. Just like what used to happen when Pope, if they are to elect Pope, there are too many interests that will say they are the one to have this Pope that will be in charge now. Now, across the globe, democracy all over the world now, cartels, business, capitalists, strong capitalists, they are the one taking over government now across the globe. Now these people, they have succeeded in using Trump as a tool to hijacking America. I can call it hijack. They have hijacked America. The real poor masses who went in for this election, they voted for that freedom. They voted for that freedom. But their vote couldn't make it because the power of this cartel supersedes their own power with funds. And another thing I picked from this American election is that so much dollars went in,
you know,
showing clearly that even if you don't have money, even in America, money counts so much.
You know, we're going to get there, because most of the time we look at our own elections and we think that we're the only people who are faulty here. But let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Olamide, Alhassan, and
good morning, sir.
How are you doing and your guest?
We're doing great, thank you.
I recommend the guest on opening up, saying a lot of things actually.
Yes.
But I want to come in on what you said.
Sorry, your name, sir. Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ibrahim. You're calling from Kebbi State.
All right, please go ahead, Mr. Ibrahim.
As regards to Trump and Kamala Harris election, what he said that the business cabals march together to, support the Donald Trump administration in order to protect their interests. So the question is that should that be said that Americans are now using the illegal business cartels to support somebody in order to protect their image, rather than somebody who is going to salvage the issue of drug baron and the gun dealers in the country? So what I'm thinking that the problem there is that it's not about those cartels, it's about the interest. The blacks cannot stand. It was only Barack Obama who was able to scale through on the issue of American election. Because no matter how they say they have avoided the issue of skill, whatever it is, I don't think it works. And what they are preaching about equality, gender equality, is not happening in America. They don't want a woman to rule them. That is what the area I'm looking at it. They don't want the woman to be in charge of their country. And that is why all this is happening. But only God knows. But when it comes to NATO and Israel, the issue is a very clear issue. And we know that definitely Joe Biden has not been giving what is expected to Israel. And moreover, they are looking at this as a threat to them. So they will pull down and to say that they are going to support Donald Trump since they are the one controlling the American election. And we will expect that. But all what we're praying is that whoever emerges as a president, the whole world. That is our prayer. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah.
All right.
Very salient point, and he knows so much about international politics.
Yes.
And yes, on the issue of cartel is all over now, and that is the major problem that democracy is facing across the world. Now we have seen it happening glaring in America. It's happening before us in Nigeria here. It's before us in Nigeria here. In almost all countries, all other countries within Africa, we have been seeing it, and we are complaining that a few individuals, they are the one now that have hijacked democracy. Before they said power, democratic power belongs to the people. But now this cartel at the top, they have hijacked that power. Power now basically belongs to the strongest individuals in the society.
20% in the society.
In the society. They are not even up to 20%. They are not up to 20%.
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Dr. Adeleke. I'm calling from Nasarawa State.
All right, Dr. Adeleke, please join the conversation.
Please, the analyst was explaining, and I did hear when he was saying the cartel is so much involved in the U.S. election.
Yes.
Are you saying that Donald Trump would want to give them a chance in America to trade or to have freedom in America because they form major support for him, or are you think we are going to have a global connection of cartel? Please, I need more explanation on the point.
I will do.
All right, he definitely will. Thank you very much.
What I am saying here is that the Donald Trump himself belonged to this group of cartels. Donald Trump is on trial now for not paying tax. He belongs to this group of cartels. He is even one of the strongest cartel member in America.
He's been on trial
they want him there to protect their interests.
Of course.
The way another neutral person will be hard on them. There's no how Donald Trump will be so hard on them like that. Even if he wants to do it to show neutrality, he will be diplomatic. He will not be straight. Like Kamala Harris, in all her campaign, she will say, none of these people will stand on her way. She said it. And as she is saying it, it's going down deep in them. Okay, look at this woman coming to fight us. You get my point. So that is one. Now, if you look at the percentages shown by CNN, you will see clearly that most Americans who cherish democracy, they went in, even those of them that have not voted before, they went in to protect democracy. If you want to talk of character.
So a vote for who now do you think it's a protection of democracy?
A vote for Kamala Harris would have been a vote for democracy. Trump, in his campaign speeches, he has been saying it. He has a list of people he is going to deal with. He has a list of people already that he's going to deal with.
Everybody knows Trump for
you
that.
You understand? So that is not democracy. That you are against somebody's opinion does not mean the person is your enemy. Even the person who is even against your own position should be someone that you should even bring to the table to say why this person is against you. Democracy is all about opinion sharing. It's all about dialogue. It's all about conversation. Your opinion must not be the best.
Of course.
And that is why democracy, the definition of democracy is not about government of the people, by the people and this. No!
It's
democracy is a process.
It's long
democracy is a process. No country across the globe have gotten it right. Even America and Britain that exported democracy to us here, they have not gotten it right. And that is why you see now, Elon Musk, he was sharing money. They took him to court. Court exonerated him. Court in America exonerated Elon Musk.
You know, I saw this.
They said he was influencing the election.
Yes,
he was influencing the election with money. Meaning vote buying has even been approved from this election. Vote buying, court in America has approved vote buying.
Mr. Richard, you know, there's an angle that I want you to look at this from again, so that you can also enlighten us a bit more. It's the fact that most of the time when our elections concludes, or most of the time when we have elections, we have international observers. Most of them are from the United States, and then they come, they make their own they make their observation, write their reports, and tell us how terrible some of our elections.
And our leaders will be waiting to see their reports.
They wait to hear from them. Exactly my point. And most Nigerians to pay so much attention to them. And most times when we're talking, we talk about the U.S. election. Imagine if it was in the United States. But we are seeing glaringly and clearly that this is like a 1% against the 99% thing. Because I described it as 20%. You said 20% is too much to have, you know, accorded to these people. So this is like Nigerian, or let's call it African cabal system, a matter of interest. So do you still see this as, looking at this election, the way it's gone so far and the things that we've seen, do you really think that it's still something to look forward to, like a watchword when it comes to the African elections?
Yeah, yes. I will agree that yes, we can still look up to them, because
what aspects would we pick from the things that
the aspect we pick from? If you look at what if you look at how the election went, you will see glaring that they have institutions that, you see, their institutions work 90% perfectly. If it is in many of these African countries, what has happened will not happen. The election would have been manipulated in favor of the ones they want. But in America, it was difficult. Even while the election was going on, court was still trying some persons who were doing things to influencing the election. You see, before the election, Trump was to be tried. But the judge, there was a ruling now pending against Trump. But the judge penned the ruling so that it will not affect the election process. If the judge had gone to rule either against Trump, it will be that the court was used,
yes, in connivance
to thwart a democratic process. And if it was in favor of Trump, it will still, some other person from the other angle will still look at it that the judgment went to favor Trump, to influencing the election in favor of Trump. So the judge, in his wisdom, penned that ruling till after the election. You understand? That is where you can see clearly that their institutions still work perfectly well. There are certain things we need to learn from them as well. But looking at it even from the cartel angle, it's not too many people that will even know that cartels are involved. It's not too many persons that will know it. And if you see like this foreign influence, external influence in the election, majorly like Kamala Harris, she was hammering on increasing housing for the poor, medical free medical treatment and all of those things. Then the middle class arrangement policies. That one she was talking to, because if you go to, I have a friend in the US. For the past 3 months, we have been talking about this election, and his stand was that Trump was going to win, because that when Trump took over from Obama, that the economy was better compared to what they are seeing now in US today. That the economy today in America,
that's what a US citizen
is so harsh. That the economy in America is so harsh.
A US citizen.
So for that reason, they would want Trump again to come and correct some of those things, because they have seen that Biden destroyed the economy that Trump built, according to them.
You know, a US citizen who's living on Social Security, you know, their senior citizens are always on Social Security and disability schemes like that. She was 73, and then we were talking this, and she was like, oh, I went to Walmart and eggs now cost $4. This now costs, a gallon of milk now costs about $60-something. And she was talking about it. She was like, it wasn't like that when Trump was president. He has to come back and restore everything. You know, I just smiled and I was like, Mom, you still have to understand the fact that inflation is there. Even if Trump comes back today, he'll probably never be able to return egg to $1, for example.
Maybe.
You probably have to now live with the realities of the times that we are, because everything just keeps moving. It keeps moving forward. It's not in one place. But at the end of the day, this is it. Most of the time we talk about these people in the light of, oh, they're angels and everything is so perfect when it's their elections and all of that. But here we are in Africa, that most of the time we don't even have a situation where maybe some persons are, you know, okay, now they're currently talking about abolishing electoral system and electoral college system. What's your take on that, first of all?
The electoral college system. The electoral, it is there. Why are they agitating that the electoral college should be abolished? Electoral college is perfect. It's so perfect until the election, the result of the election doesn't tally. Before electoral college will come in to decide who will be the clear winner. And now it's not going to be, I don't think this one now will even need the electoral college so much again, because the result is clear that Trump meet the 270% this thing. He met it. So
he still has 4 points to go.
He must have gotten it. He must have gotten. There's no how Harris will jump the gun again.
But you know, there are still other angles to maybe the reason why Harris didn't make it. Or let me not like the last caller, like was it the last caller or the other caller? Yes.
Like he rightly mentioned
that they don't want a woman to rule.
No, indigenous and non-indigenous.
Yes.
The real Americans. The
racial thing.
Yes. Trump, Obama was the first to break in that chain. And since he broke that chain, he has formed himself as a godfather in the Democratic political party arrangement. Sure. He's like a godfather. Mm-hmm. He brought in Hillary Clinton to challenge Trump.
Yes.
And it didn't work. He brought in Biden. They succeeded. Now he wanted another black to become president, and strategically picking her from the black circle to him, Hispanic. The black. The Latinos will vote for her, and again considering her own race, she is Jamaican, America,
Hispanic,
the mother Indian. All these people have influence in what happened in America, and coming to complete African voters. Again, to them, it will work out that way, but it didn't work again. Most people that even voted against Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, might even be doing it to say they are voting against Obama. There are still people like some other past presidents. They were so strategic enough that they refused to even show their face, to even come and campaign for their party, because they want to show neutrality as kingmakers and as stakeholders in the country. The image of America today, showing clearly that this is the person you support, doesn't speak well of a good leader in a country like that.
Of course.
Once the two have come up, this party has presented this person as a candidate, this person has presented anyone that wins, the only thing you do is advisory role. How America, the direction America should go. You advise all of them, anyone that become the president. Please, this is the dream, the American dream. We all grew up to meet. This is the value system of America. We don't have to deviate from this value. This is what makes us to become America. And so, but it wasn't like that. Now, if you look at it, the real the Americans, they were voting for Trump, because even Trump too is not even a real American. If you trace his origin, it's not true. But in any case, they were seeing this one that is pure black to say no, we should go for Trump. Just like what Nigerian election turned in 2023. If you look at it, it was a pure religious election.
Of course, absolutely.
Religious, ethnic. Exactly. If you see almost all the states where Obi won his election, they are all Christian-controlled states.
Yes.
And almost all the states where President Tinubu won his election, were Yoruba-controlled states, not just Muslims. Then if you look at Atiku, where Atiku won his election mostly,
of course,
all Muslim control states and Fulani control states. And again, Obi was able to win Abuja and Lagos because Abuja is dominated by Christians.
Of course.
Lagos is dominated by Christians. Even Kaduna almost 60%, 65% of people living in Kaduna, they are Christians.
Of course.
Those things counted. But President Tinubu was able to defeat them because he maneuvered. In fact, he strategically took the other way by going to gather together all the minority ethnic groups to gather their votes to join to his own. And that is why you see the Attorney General, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation today is representing a minority group called the Tiv Nation.
In Benue State, absolutely.
If you look at Wike FCT Minister, now is representing an ethnic group. The Ijaw Nation.
Yeah,
see, right. Vice President is representing an ethnic group. The right. Kanuri.
Let's
you get
take this call, of course. Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Remy from Abuja.
All right, Mr. Ryan, please join the conversation.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, the world. First, let me give you a free update on the U.S. election.
Thank you.
Say that Donald Trump is getting close to victory. He has 3 points to go.
The last we checked was 4 points. Now he has 3 points to go. Okay.
Yes.
What of Harris?
Out of the 7
He's
states,
okay.
he has won 3.
He has won 3 out of the 7.
More than.
So 4 more.
Okay, quickly to back to Nigeria.
Okay.
I want us to look at what is happening because the whole world is interested in.
Mr. Ryan, can you be a bit more audible?
Okay, like I said, the whole world is interested in what is happening in US right now.
Sure.
And Nigeria is no exception. Now, towards 2015, there was influence from US to Nigeria's election.
Of course.
Which brought Buhari into government. I said yesterday that I was happy.
Yeah, you said so.
Is happening. They thought they want to pull us down. There are people that don't understand what happened in global politics. There are people that tell you go forward. They know you are going to fall. They just want you to fall.
Yes.
They won't put it forward. They will just tell you go forward. As if they are helping you, they are advising you. They wanted you to fall. But if you are ignorant, if you are not smart enough to discover things for yourself, you might just follow their advice.
True.
So they set us up and God set them up by bringing Biden.
Okay.
Now, majority of them are crying. Yes, everybody will not cry. But even if we are not there, we knew that they too are not finding it easy.
Absolutely.
So now you can see many of them are beginning to open their eyes to say, if we continue this way, we'll go down the mall. So even though we don't have most options we wanted, let's go back to where we are coming from. Now, this is the same step Nigeria is supposed to have taken in this our last election. Then what did we do? We allowed the same tactics to keep playing us up and down. And this is where we find ourselves.
All right.
In recent time, quickly, I think last week, I also make reference the first day when I called. Nigeria's president was there, which is the chief commander, I'm talking about Tinubu, was there when minors were arrested, put in prison, before moving them to court. He didn't say anything. After court appearance, it became obvious that the whole world
course.
came and said that they should release the minors. In the first place, how did you allow the minors to be arrested
for over 90 days?
Take it to the court.
Sure.
You can see how we reason in this country.
Absolutely, you're right.
But my prayer is this: the next election, and even in future elections and future leaders that we will have, I hope that we will have the mind, the zeal, and the ability to make the right choice for our betterment. As long as we continue this way, we go nowhere. We are only claiming giant of Africa by mouth.
All right, thank you very much for that contribution. This is a lot.
It's not very well.
You're right about Donald Trump after all. 3 more to go.
Concerning the Trump issue, Trump has won already, and just like he said, there's no country in the world today that is not interested in what is going on in America. It's only us in Africa, Nigeria here, that doesn't even have interest in foreign policy, in international politics. Any country that doesn't have interest in international politics, you will always in fact, you will always make mistake in your policy plan. Now, all the countries of the world, what will this election in America benefit my country? What benefit are we going to gain? Israel have taken their decision. They took their decision even before the election.
Of course. To
say they are supporting Trump. It's because of what? It's not because of individual interest. It's because of the national interest of Israel. Russia took their stand to say they are supporting Trump to become the president. Some people in America were looking at it that because if Trump becomes president, the other time Trump was president, Trump was like a stooge to Putin. So Putin want Trump to be there so that he will continue to undermine America. And America don't want any country that will undermine them.
Of course.
You get my point? So some of them who don't want American image to be undermined, they are against Trump becoming president because Trump will be used by Putin. But as it is now, many things has worked. We have seen different things that work in favor of Trump in this election. If you want to talk of character of a president, to say president,
someone presidential, it's a no.
Trump wouldn't have even seen 10 votes.
You know, a lot of people talk about it, but he's not presidential in anything about him. Not his courage, not his sense of how he describes women, not how he sees women.
Not at all. But other factors has worked for him. Other factors like foreign influence, domestic policy, like issue of this immigration. If you look at it now, anytime the America is going close to election, they will always open their border. Immigration policy, they will open their border for new people to come in. Why? To increase the number of votes in US. Like Biden opened the border that the immigrants should come in far early before now. To them, they will come to support their system, to vote for during voting time. That is when they always open their border. And Trump was hammering on that seriously, that America had been hijacked by criminals. He called these immigrants as criminals, that they are the ones that have taken America hostage. And some of them who are real Americans, they love that he is saying that, yes, if you come, please come and flush these people out of our country. Do you know, in this election, even there was tension that anybody that is declared, there will be crisis, there will be protests all around, over America. Why is it so these days? Because now, yes, democracy gives you right to protest, give you right to express your opinion, even on the street. But some of these people, immigrants that they are allowing from different countries, from poor countries into America, they normally hijack it and do it in the Africa or even some of this Asian way, by bringing or Middle East way, coming with violence and shooting and all of those things. So some Americans who really know the interest, the value system of the country, they don't want some of those people to be in the system with them. And since Trump is hammering on that he's coming to flush them out, they love it. So many things worked for Trump. So many things work against Kamala Harris. And again, it shows clearly how women don't love themselves.
I don't think you should really take it from that.
You understand? How women don't love themselves. It may not
necessarily be how women don't
the
love
majority
themselves.
of, I can say 40-45% of the vote given to Kamala Harris come from women in America. Yes. Besides talking about general Latino vote, women really sincerely came out to vote for Kamala Harris. But other women who were against her again, some will even be saying, how can it be Kamala Harris to be the first female president in America? That jealousy.
But you know, there was hope.
You have your personal problem.
No.
You have problem.
But I'm going to tell you this sincerely, that a lot of women actually
America, you know my problem? Okay. America, they are the one telling all other countries in the world that they hammering on gender equality. Gender equality.
And
we have not seen where we have not seen where women, Americans give women space to rule them. Like Kamala Harris, from where she became senator, she was the first female senator. Anyway, you get my point? So even count the number of governors in America. How many women are governors in America? All these things, they will come to Africa to imposing some of these things on us. Gender equality, gender this, gender that. You must give 35%, 45% affirmative to women. But how many are then given to women in their country?
The fact is, things are easier said than done or implemented. Now let's quickly take this call. This call has been coming in for a while. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Makodi.
Sorry? Okay, but the connection doesn't seem too clear. You're calling out. Yes, we can hear you.
I just want to correct that impression that you are guest. The one in the studio.
Okay. You know what? Could you redial? Could you redial us? We can barely hear you.
Call back.
Please. Apologies. Please call us back. We can't even make any sense of what you're saying. We can't even pick any word. It's just cutting out. So if you call back, maybe it will be better off. Now, what I was saying is, there's also a concern of the community of blacks, a community of growing, the LGBT community, and the women also wanting Kamala to be on that seat. And someone said, there are a particular set of people that feel like, you guys have taken this joke too far, and that's part of what shot Kamala in the leg. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it counted against her. Surely it counted against
her. She really embraced that,
Yes, she embraced it seriously. She embraced it. And if you look at some of the musicians that came out to campaign for her, they are all blacks.
Yes, and LGBT community and all of that.
So that one shows clearly that Americans who own this democracy, they don't want things like that. That such differences, they don't want any of those differences that will come to divide them. But even Trump speech, almost anywhere he goes to, his speeches go directly to issue of division. But that which Kamala Harris was hanging on was equally an issue that can divide America. So some people who know the value of what America stands for, we don't want to go to that direction, because they should be seen. America lives like community. They see themselves as one. You are my brother, you are my blood, and no difference. But when you come to say, I am black, seeing the other one as enemy, or the one that was seeing black now as enemy, no, it's not something that should be introduced into American electoral process at all.
All right,
so it works against her.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
William Harun, I'm calling from Kogi State.
All right, please go ahead and join the conversation.
From what the man there have been saying, I think Trump doesn't even deserve the position to be president, considering his.
You said he didn't deserve it, or he does? Okay, he doesn't. Okay.
considering its racial sentiment.
All right.
But there was a recent news that was released about Kamala Harris saying she's going to legalize marijuana. I think a nation who is actually combating drug trafficking, now saying they are going to legalize marijuana is a very, very bad idea. So it shows that she was ready to go any length to make sure that she wins this election. And it's actually clear that she might have a different ulterior motive. So this is a main reason for a lot of people to not back her as they did before.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution.
His point is
Yes,
true, because
that's
some people said Trump has been so plain
from day one.
From day one. But the woman, there are some things about herself that she wasn't letting anyone know. So just like he said, she has another ulterior motive, another plan. Maybe what she's saying might be propaganda. Almost all the things he has been saying might be that those are not things in her heart to come and execute as president if elected. So some persons close to the election possibly may have changed their mind towards her because they are not seeing the clarity of things from her own direction, just like the last caller said. I concur to what he said. Yes.
All right, let's quickly take another call. Hello, good morning. You know, there are other accusations that even in a particular state, she campaigns towards a specific people and leaves a specific people out. There are different, you know, accusations against her. The same thing relates to Trump, because it's not like any one of them is a saint. Trump, on the other hand, people say, oh, he lies a lot. A lot of things that he says, by the time they fact check it, it's absolutely a lie. But today they're still voting for him regardless.
That is propaganda. You can't take propaganda out of a political campaign. You can't take it out of it. Even some of the things you see, America will come to say they are not releasing arms to Israel, but they are supporting Israel. They want to be neutral. They will be saying different things. Then what is in their mind is different. That is propaganda. Most people specialize in that aspect, and most leaders in the world, they recruit people who are specialists in propaganda, even through media. They use media to deceive people, to deceive the masses. They will throw dummy for you while they are doing another thing. It's propaganda. So Trump, we have seen, you know, if you look at Trump purely, Trump is a populist. He lies so much, and all populists are liars. All populists are liars. They will say things that will entice you, that will make you to want to kill yourself for them. But that is not their position. Trump is a pure populist, and these populists and praise singers, they are the ones destroying democracy. Populists and praise singers. Your leader is not doing anything, but you are praising him, giving him all like kinds of
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome to the press. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Rabi.
All right, Mr. Rabi, please go ahead and say something. Please turn down the volume of your TV set or step away from it. We can get the feedback in the studio.
Okay, I'm here to discuss.
Okay.
The TV set is loud.
Mr. Rabi, can you step away from your TV? Yes.
Or bring the volume down completely.
Yes, or turn down the volume. Thank you.
Okay, continue.
All right, please go ahead. Oh, we lost him already. Now, what lessons can we pick from this, you know, United States election, and what impact will the winner, whoever wins, could it have any impact on Nigeria or African election system going forward?
Now, clearly, Trump is going to win. And if Trump wins, what is the benefit? Trump, throughout his 4 years as president of America, never visited any part of Africa or so. Not to even talk of Nigeria.
And Kamala visited as a vice president.
Yeah, and Kamala visited as a vice president. At least that shows that, because in the whole of Africa today, Nigeria is the number one ally of America, number one friend of America. So now the benefit, I think, Kamala Harris, if Kamala Harris had won, she will be better off to Nigeria than Trump. And some Nigerians are supporting Trump. Most of my friends, especially most of my friends from the Igbo session, they are saying that if Trump should be president of America, the agitation to have a Biafra will be more easy for them. You understand? Because Trump is somebody, once he stamps something, he stamps it. You get it? If he stamps it, he stamps it. He's someone who respects political will power. The willpower to do something. Trump has it.
True.
If he's not somebody like Trump, the capital of Israel will still be where it was. He moved it once to Jerusalem. And he's there till tomorrow. But that is one thing that has made Israel to say they love Trump. Trump is them. He's part of that. Even in that, you check the genealogy of Trump. Trump should be somebody that is from Israel. You get it? So Nigerians benefit. I think we don't have much to benefit because all this while, even the problem we are into now is IMF and the World Bank. They advise that these people, these leaders in America that sees us as their friend, the advice they are giving to our leaders, this is what you will do. When they know quite well that even what they are telling them to do for us will lead us to disaster, they still give us the advice. But for the fact that they are America, our leaders will take it hook, line, and sinker. And that's why we are where we are. World Bank policy, IMF policy, they are not favorable to us. Any president in America that will not see us from that direction, making us a complete puppet and someone that is your slave. We don't want such leader to emerge in America. And if it will be Trump, it should not be. If it's Kamala Harris, it shouldn't be. You need any president in America that will not use IMF to impoverish us. Will not use a World Bank to impoverish us. Any loan they are giving to Nigeria now, America, should all this while, they will tie it to something. Either tell you to remove subsidy. They have asked our president to remove subsidy. The president they use this as a trap. Before he removed subsidy, the very day he was sworn in. He said he announced. And you understand? The very day he was sworn in, he removed subsidy to entice America. And after removing subsidy, they delayed the result. That's why America delayed their report on Nigeria's election. They delayed it. Basically for them to see whether the president coming in, we told their part. You understand? Now when he shows clearly that he's with them, that was when they released the report, and the report favors the election.
So you're closing up to 1 minute.
In all, we have all seen what has happened in America.
Of course,
vote buying is real in America. We see it from Elon Musk, and even the American court endorsed it, and we have seen that cartel too. They manipulate election. The cartel, they are the one bringing someone that they can control. Cartel cabal. And if you look at it again from foreign influence, you see Russia, you see Netanyahu. That shows clearly that foreign influence always count in every election. But Nigeria, basically what we should learn now is how to arrange our democracy in our own way, not in the way of any country. I like that. We have our system, we have our culture different from them, we have our traditions different from them. So we should design our democracy in line in a way that suits our environment, that suits our geography, that suits our culture. That's just the only thing that will help us. We should not always be looking at what is happening here. Comparatively, Nigeria should stand alone. America should stand on their own. Now they have seen that even democracy in America is in danger.
Absolutely. It's not better anywhere.
It's not better anywhere.
On any side of the
So we should take a word and redesign and redefine our democracy.
I totally agree with you. Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Oriri. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, I'm sure you enjoyed today's episode of The Press. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And for all those who called, we appreciate you. And for those we couldn't take their calls, we sincerely apologize. I am Olamide Alhassan, and I'll see you again later. Bye for now.